This time the quick speed shot, check it out, bam! It's new custom frame rails for the back of Project Rusty Junk YJ. I'm a professional, don't try this at home. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of the spare tire here. I think when I build the bumper and all that, I don't really need a spare in this thing because I'm just going to trail ride it and take it on a trail. So I can just take a spare with me on the trailer because this thing's not going to go out everywhere in a trailer. I can just bring a spare in the truck. So I think I can get rid of all this hanging off the back, plus I got a baby spare on here. It's not like I got 5 tires. And I mean, this is a real good way to smash the back window of your hardtop and all that if you're wheeling and the spare is out here and you back into anything. It's going to immediately bend the tailgate and either break the window or smash the tailgate all up. So I think I'm going to remove the spare and remove the spare tire carrier. I might look at relocating the spare actually inside, mounting it to the roll bar and having it be inside the Jeep here. That way it'd be out of the way, out of your line of sight, but still be with the vehicle. I don't know, but we're going to pop her off here right quick and get it out of the way. Some trusty 4-way action. Oh. Feel like it'll fit up in here like this. It'll fit behind the seat on the hardtop, and you don't, you look out of this side and all that. So actually, I kind of like that. That fits real nice. So I think I might just make a mount it right up on here and get it out of the way, carry it inside the Jeep. That'll be a good spot for it. Looks like we got 5 like half-inch or 5/16 bolts. It looks like half-inch head. Hopefully these don't snap off. Oh, perfect! Look at that. Nice. Perfect. Bam. Here's just a pro builder's tip. If you're building other vehicles and you need a spare tire mount, like these work great inside of like a 50s style pickup truck. If you want to mount the spare on the outside of the box like they were originally, or mount it inside the box, or have anything that has a 5 4.5 inch bolt pattern, these work great. Or you can knock the studs out and re-drill them to your bolt pattern that you need. But I've used several of these Jeep spare tire mounts. They're lightweight, but they're strong. They work great for other applications. So I'll save this, even though it's a little scaly. I'll save this for some kind of future action. It's a pro builder tip for you. I'm also going to remove the bar here. This is what the spare tire would hit if it came all the way open. This is just going to get wrinkled up if you're doing any wheeling. It's going to be the first thing that sticks out here. I'm going to go ahead and pop that off. I'm also thinking about getting rid of the stock taillights because these are super brittle. They're hanging out here. Any type of close action, you're going to smash these right off. A lot of people take these off and they cut a hole into the quarter panel and they put a round LED, like 4-inch or 3-inch, whatever they are. I think 4-inch, like trailer light. They'll put those in the body. They're nice and flush. They're LED. They're bright. Okay, I got the fuel hole pulled out here. Big rectangle. And I'm having a thought here. Bear with me. Like I said, I wanted to flush mount these taillights or get them back in here. This is the wiring for the taillight here. I'm just going to unplug this real fast because I want to check something out. So these come off. There's 4 screws here. Grote makes these lights. They're like the generic truck lights you see on everything, big rigs and everything else here. They should have a couple of bolts or screws on the inside holding the housing to the body of the Jeep itself. Aha! Yep, there's 3 screws in there. should be 3/8. Yes, they are. Bam. Now, aha, look at that. Perfect. So check this out. I got an idea. Throw this lens back on. What if I use this hole for the filler neck and I go like this? Bam! And I mount the taillight back here. Check that out. Actually, if I move it up, I can get the reverse light. Yeah, leave it down here. Look at that. What if I mount the light back here? Now it's out of the damage way, out of the damage zone, and it plugs back in. I can just make some kind of sheet metal tab, or got the fender well back there. That'd be too far back. That'd be way back in there. But yeah, I can make some kind of sheet metal tab to mount the back of this housing, and just have the light be back here sunken in, or actually I could even make it flush. Push it up right against like that, and bam, I'd have reverse light action still up here and the brake light, and it would be flush. So just don't worry about this little hole up here, and clean up the whole back end of this Jeep. That would be a super cool idea. I don't know, what do you think about that? I gotta look. Looks pretty neat. The original Jeep, you know, the old Jeeps in the late 40s, early 50s had the lights down low like that. I kind of like that. Okay, finally, here we go. You can see here this frame rail is totally trashed, and ooh, it's got one shiny spot left, but it's totally trashed. So I'm going to cut it off. This cross member here that this body mount is sitting on comes back with an angle back in about here. So that's about where I want to cut it off. And to make a straight line from the body to the frame, I'm going to use this wheel tub in this framing square. And I'm going to go off the wheel tub. I'm going to go where I want to go with that piece, which is right about here. And then use a soapstone. That's where we're going to cut the frame. We're going to replace the rail all the way back here. But instead of having this kick down, I'm going to come straight out with a piece of 2x4 box tubing. So if I slide this up in here and line it up with this edge, you can see that the frame rail will end up being straight, and it's going to eliminate the body lift on the back of the Jeep. If I come out straight here, I got about a 1/4 inch to the lip under the body and about a 1/2 inch to the back of the cross member of the body. So that'll be perfect, and it'll be easy to cut it out straight and weld this right on, make new rear rails. But you'll notice that the spring shackle mount is in the frame rail. When I put the new rail on, I'm going to actually mount the shackle to the bottom of the frame rail, and I've got a piece, so I'll show you how we're going to do that later. But I got this marked out. I'm going to measure from here to like this point and get a distance and mark the other side so we can replace them in a symmetrical fashion. Okay, I cut the tailpipe off because that was hanging super low and it was going to be in the way of everything. I'm probably going to do like a new exhaust on this, or a new, just like a glass pack and a pipe to get it out. But right now I just got it cut off, pointing down past the axle to get all this out of the way. And I tried getting the body mount bolts out. They both broke off. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to unbolt the lower shackle bolts, knock them out, get the leaf springs free of the shackles, and then cut this and hopefully pull it down off the body mount bolts, which are both broke off. Well, this isn't going too good. I got all the nuts busted loose, but the lower bolts are rusted right into the cross tube in the bushing. There's urethane bushings on these lower springs. They're stuck in there. I just loosened up the top. I can see if I can knock this bolt out of the rubber bushing. I doubt it. That's just caving the frame in. Well, at least this way I got the shackles loose. I'm going to have to cut these bolts off. The top, I'll leave those in. The bottom ones, I'm going to have to cut the bolts of the Sawzall. And then maybe I can cut the bushings and push them out. I'll have to get new bushings for these ones because I'd probably destroy them getting the bolt out. See if I can snap the bolt off. Oh yeah, there we go. Boom. Wasn't that grand? Dang, bro. Uh-oh, getting a little crooked. Uh-oh, I went and I did it now. Is that bad? I'll cut the other side off and then we'll get this sucker out of here. Boom. Bam. Let me out of here. Look at that. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, there's actually some black paint up inside there a little bit. I can get a dimension on here. I'm just going to start out rough with a long measurement for my frame rails. The cross member is going to go right under the body, and then I want to leave some room for a bumper out a few inches. And then I'll cut it to length when we get done, when I finish it up. So I'm going to make the tails about 18 inches long just to start. That'll put me back here, plenty of room to tie a bumper, and then I'll cut them off when I get them to go. Okay, here we go. The original frame rail is about almost 2 1/4 inches wide, so I've got the 2x4 tubing slid up inside it just a little bit. I've got it just step-lapped on the inside of the frame rail, and I've got a gap on the outside. So what I'm going to do is I've got these up just against the body, and I've got the leaf springs just jacked up with the rear end so I can center the tails, make sure they're centered over the springs, and I've also measured across them, make sure that they're square. So I'm gonna tack it top and bottom here to locate it up and down, and then I can make sure it goes side to side, but it's going to be pretty much a flush weld on the inside. And this outside, I'm going to pie cut these frame rails, roll this edge in, weld it up, and then I'm going to grind this up, and I'm going to fish plate it here, and probably fish plate on the top and a little bit on the inside, and plate this up nice with a piece of steel about 3-4 inches wide on the outside. And then we're going to weld in a rear cross member that goes up under the body. And it's also going to come out here and provide some protection. It'll probably stick out about 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Provide some protection out here. It'll be cut off at an angle. And then finally we'll weld the bumper up, make a bumper hole here somehow, and weld a bumper on the back. And finally I'm going to hang some shackles on there. But in the meantime, for this video, we're just going to get the frame built and stubbed out, and then we'll do the bumper and stuff probably a little bit later, because I want to get this back down to the wheels. So I'm going to have to order some new shackles now. When I took the shackles apart, they're actually, the holes are pretty much oblonged a lot. So I'm going to have to fight and get these out. I'll order a new shackle kit, just a stock shackle with some new bushings for the springs, and then be able to bolt this back together. the frame's all scaly nasty. If you're building a nice car, you'd want to spend more time doing this and getting it extremely perfect, but it's checking out all right here. I just want to not super concerned because I was using the leaf springs. This spring must be twisted just a little bit because this has got to go in. My measurements tell me this has got to go in just a hair. And the straight edges tell me the same thing. Come on. 38 and like 3/16. So it's within a 1/16 of being parallel. That's way more than close enough. So 38 and 1/8 is what I need to make a cross member. So we got a couple more little tacks here on the inside. Where'd the hood go? It's way over there. Dang it. There we go with the rear cross member. It sticks out 1 inch from the back of the body for a little extra protection. And then I'm going to add some wings out here. I've got some 2x3 tubing that I'm going to add a little bit of wing with like a 45 out here to protect these corners. But this is going to work out good here. Now that I got this tacked in, I'll do a couple tacks on the back side, and then I'm going to weld the top and bottom and inner part of the frame rail solid. And then I'll weld the outside with the fish plates and all that last. But it's looking pretty sweet now. I pie cut the frame rail and bent it over, welded up this piece. This is all squarely welded up now. I'm hanging the spring hanger. What I did is I bought these Wrangler spring hangers from Rusty's Off-Road Products. I think it's like rustyoffroad.com. And it's a urethane bushing, and it's a weld-on, like universal style mount. It's made for a Jeep, but originally they were welded on the front and these are for the front, and they were welded on with this to be in the front of the vehicle. So if I put on like factory, it'd be like that. If I turn it around, because I think your approach angle, you got your shackle down here, say you're sliding off a log or something, you know, you could get hung up on this hard sharp point and your shackle is going to knock off the other side. So I turn it around. These are made out of like 3/16 steel. It looks like they're real nice quality. They're 60 bucks. So I'm going to go ahead and weld these to the frame, and then when I get my shackles I can go ahead and bolt her back up on. But I took a measurement from where I cut the frame rail originally, back 9 inches where the center of the eyelet was when it was up in the frame. So I just transferred that down here, and I'm at 9 inches now, so I'll just weld these on. And that's probably going to do it for now with the frame. I'm going to have to break this up in probably 2 videos. Next time we'll build the bumper, build the extensions out here to protect this. I think I am going to relocate the taillights inside the body. I think we'll do all that as one video, and building a receiver hitch to all this. But I'm just going to finish up this a little bit now, and next time we'll go ahead and we'll finish her on out. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'm putting out new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Hit the bell for alerts, tell your friends, and we'll see you right back here at the Quick Speed Shop, fixing rusty junk like Project Rusty Junk YJ.